Roman. Off the top! Oh, no! He drops the anchor!
You see me, you know everything. Got the yellow, got the yellow, got the
Oh, look out! Tie it down.
Welcome to ZG Weekly. Kevin, what a weekend we just had at the Rumble and at the NER New England Hoop Festival. Just awesome basketball. You know what, Tyson? Congratulations to the Boston Bobcats.
Right.
Not one, not two, 3 championships. Just amazing.
Pretty sure I saw a birthday celebration on Instagram as well.
That's right. We missed it last week on ZG
Yeah.
Weekly. Well, happy post-birthday.
Sure, that was
But
fun.
certainly a couple championships to celebrate never hurt.
Yep.
On the high school side, Leo just get it done.
Yeah.
9th grade, epic, 98, 92 championship over the X.
Fun,
Awesome,
Aaron.
awesome game.
Sure.
10th grade, congratulations, Bo. You do such a great job for your kids.
Metro.
Awesome story. Metro Boston, 10th grade
Getting
champs.
it done.
On the girls' side, what a field we had. And if you thought that was good, just wait till the tournament champions. That girls' field's off the charts. Couple programs to take note of. Coach Bennett, the Evolution 7th grade
Right,
girls,
right.
wild game. Big championship over Coach Della Barbara's Thunder, who are a great program.
Sure.
And then the MCW Stars, shocker over Coach Hazelton's rivals. That maybe upset of the century.
Right. That's I heard it was a big one.
Yeah, tell me about some of the great teams over at the Rim.
Yeah, I was at Stephen, New Hampshire. My first time there.
Yep.
Great facility.
I love it there.
The Rim was beautiful. You know, just the whole staff was great.
Yeah.
Great environment.
It was.
When you think of teams that came to mind on the boys' side,
Mhm.
the NH rivals, dominant performances.
No shocker there.
Throughout the weekend.
Yep.
We had C4, who was probably
Ooh.
the most consistent team as far as a program was concerned. I think they had 4 or 5
You know,
teams.
all we did was take photos of the blue and white.
We just kept-
Coach Denton kept coming in the
That's right.
championship room, one after another after another. That program, talking about set up for a long run of success out in
Yeah.
Nashua. Pretty impressive.
Very deep. Very deep. And then obviously the Gladiators with Coach Frank.
He cares about his kids.
He does. And he had the elementary guys on the last day. They were having a lot of fun.
Kevin, that girl side at the Rim, pretty good.
Really, really good
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
See our guest tonight, Jackie Lyons and the Playmakers.
7th grade champs.
Yeah, and undermanned. Only 6 girls in the championship.
She wasn't in that game herself? Come on.
I think she actually played the last part of the first half.
No wonder they won the game. Come on. Jackie's a legend.
Yeah, and then teams that come to mind, BDS, really quiet performance.
Dominant performance. though.
Dominant throughout the
Yeah,
weekend.
absolutely.
They did a great job. And then the Blue Wave came in on Thursday.
And lit up the gym.
And you said they
Three-
had, what was it, 7?
7 threes in the first half.
Yep.
Court 2 Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Against a pretty underrated Celtic Pride team.
Oh, no question. He would do a great job.
You know what? As you talked about, that was good. This is going to be the granddaddy of them all on the girls' side. The Tournament of Champions this weekend.
Loaded.
Be ready. Be on upset alert for some of these teams. We got a great field, but deep field. Beep,
Yep.
beep. Every Roadrunners in the house. New Jersey Gym Rats.
Right.
How about Albany Lady Stars making the trek down I-90? They're going to be here.
That's great.
Coach Hazelton has the rivals ready. Bob Pipe, Mass Mavericks, also here. They had some pretty good success a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Missy Traversy, last year's national finals champion. She has her varsity squad in the field.
So needless to say, it's just loaded.
It's just loaded in almost every level. It's not just going to be the final. It's going to be the Final Four. Don't forget Dan Norton's Ducks also in the house.
Right. Can't wait.
You know what? How about this? We overlooked the boys' side.
Right. What's going on there?
Pretty dominant as well. You have your major shoes company teams.
Right.
But also it's a deep middle school field.
Okay.
Boston Bobcats back. Mass Attack.
Sure.
Just in almost every level. Middlesex Magic. It just goes on and on and on. You know what? The MV Pride. What a fall they've had.
Sure. And you know what, Steve, the talk in the office, we're getting closer.
We're only, 9 days away now for the belt. You know, I was on the phone all morning trying to get some more courts. This belt is getting bigger and bigger. It's not just about, it's much more talented, competitive.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, I cannot wait to see what program's going to take home the most belts. I heard Coach Bennett's kind of carving out a little space down in Woburn in his house. He wants as many belts. You know, it's not just him. Every program, all they're saying, how do I get my hands on the most belts?
Full disclosure, we had to order more belts.
That's your job.
Right. And then it just goes to show that people really,
But you know what? If you don't make a huge statement this weekend, you have no momentum going into the belt.
no question. You got to get it done this weekend.
Well, we'll see what happens to the tournament champions.
Sounds great.
You know what? 9-1. 9-1. How about that? Yes, Mike Murray, you might want to take my picks because we're on fire here.
Somebody was giving you heat for your picks?
No, he said he's going to take my advice and start making some picks.
Okay. People should.
They absolutely should. You know what? Thank you, Chuck Pagano. How about those Colts? What were they doing last week? I have no idea.
No idea.
But you know what? We'll take the help any way we can get it.
Pat's got it done. Urban Meyer, we showed the picture.
Yeah, Coach Hare, not so fast. The game was actually in Columbus, not State College.
Yeah.
But Ohio State, they look pretty good.
Devastated bracketologist Sally Garfinkel.
You know what? I feel bad for Mr. Garf. I'm a huge fan of his, but Penn State, not so much. We are not happening this year.
Penn State, right.
You know what? Do we have a game for you, though?
Yeah.
The JETS, Jets coming to town. And you know what, folks? Be careful going to the Mplex Sunday. Pat's home game, 1 o'clock. Tournament of Champions also going on at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of traffic.
But you know what? Traffic, Belichick, who cares? Brady, we always own the Jets. Rex Ryan's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Coach Bowles, get used to it. Pats are going to keep it rolling.
Wow.
A little tighter this week.
Yeah.
You know, coming off an emotional Sunday night football game.
Jets got a great D this year.
They do.
Yeah.
Joel Darrell Revis, he might know something about defense.
Yeah, and the Pats.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with 21-14 Patriots. A little tighter. I like the Jets. Probably keep it a little closer than the general consensus might think. But we got the Pats 21-14.
Lock it in.
That's a lock. Now I'm excited about the college game. You know, we're wearing our yellow right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still thinking about Ann Arbor. I had a great time out there a couple years ago when they beat up my Minutemen.
Jim Harbaugh did not have.
But those people, I really feel bad for them. They're up. What? 4 points.
Yeah.
6 seconds to go. All they need to do is punt the football away, and then disaster.
Catch it and kick it.
They might have forgot about that catch part. To kick the ball, you might have to catch it. The green and white, pick it up, Sparty all the way, and maybe the finish. I've not seen a finish like that since Alabama Auburn a couple of years ago in the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
But now for the Little Brown Jug. I love these Big Ten trophy games.
Sure.
They're so much fun.
This is against Minnesota, right?
At Minnesota, Coach Kill, the great new stadium out there in Minneapolis.
Right.
Coach Harbaugh, he's a guy, you forget about the past, put it all together, circle the wagons, and get it back. I love Amazing Blue this week. Going into Minnesota, tough, low-scoring environment, 21-3, lock of the week. Michigan gets it done. and you got a little action. I know you love your belt. That fits into a big wrestling match.
Anytime we talk about the belt, I got to do it. Steve.
I mean, you love to turn in your ZG yellow for a little Vince McMahon. You're such a W guy.
Great businessman.
Yeah.
Steve, we got, I don't know if you know this, Hell in the Cell coming up this week.
Hell in the Cell. Okay.
So we got a lot. We got the Pats.
I need to learn a little bit about from Vince McMahon how to name our events.
No
Hell in the Cell.
Hell in the Cell. Undertaker.
Okay.
Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Rest
in peace. Come on.
No question.
Yeah.
At Brock Lesnar. I mean, this guy is.
You love Brock.
Brock, Suplex City. He's going to bring that to Beverly.
Okay.
All right. But Hell in the Cell, Undertaker, Lesnar. I'm going.
Who are you going with? Tyrone's take.
I'm going Lesnar.
Ooh.
Now, expect some interference from the Demon Kane.
Do I need to remind you did call interference last time we talked wrestling. Didn't go so well.
Didn't go so well.
All right.
We're gonna take Lesnar here. We're gonna lock him in, and everybody's gonna hear a lot from Paul Heyman on Monday Night Raw when he finishes the Undertaker.
I will be watching Monday night just for you.
You know what? One of the things I've gotten out of this, Steve, that I really enjoy is the fact that I'm getting you a little more interested day by day.
You really are. Next week I won't be breaking down my brackets for the belt. Won't be talking about how to award those. I'm going to be watching Monday Night Raw.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't wait.
Steve, we're going to get into our Parents' Corner. Typically, we have a lot of information for our parents and our fans. we do something a little fun this week because we want to start giving more
a little
recognition.
interactive,
Yeah,
which would be
exactly.
great. You know what? I love walking around our facilities and seeing the fans in their shirts. The Bay State Flash does it. The Worcester Sting does it.
Yeah.
And down south, it's crazy. They all do it.
Sure.
You know, we want to challenge our programs. Let's see who has the best fan section. Use hashtag ZG Superfans.
Right.
Once again, ZG Superfans for the craziest, most ambitious fan section. You know what? We're going to feature that very team right on set next week.
We're going to take the pick. We're going to put it on the show.
And we might have a little gift for that program as well.
Absolutely. But like you said, Steve, the spirit at all these tournaments.
Support, positive energy.
It's unbelievable. And you know, we want to give recognition to that.
Yeah, they deserve it. I mean, these parents are amazing, how much they care about their kids and their programs. And, you know, we want to give back a little bit for that.
Again, Steve, it's
Hashtag ZG Superfans. So, Kevin, never say Greg and I lock you in that office. Because you know what? We're excited to move the whole set over.
I got my permission slip from.
It's assigned. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, you know, we're going to move the set over to one of the sites for the Battle for the Belt. We're going to catch up with Coach Lyons,
Right.
talk about the state of girls club basketball over at Pingree.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. We're going to get in the car, head over there, and we'll see Coach Lyons pretty soon.
Great.
We're live here from the Pingree School, site of the Battle for the Belt next weekend. We have a great guest, part of our celebration of girls club basketball. We have New England Playmaker Girls Director Jackie Lyons, also lead graphic designer at iSlide. Welcome, Jackie, to the show. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
Jackie, we're going to get right into some of the questions we have. This is really important for us because it's going to give a voice, as Steve mentioned, to girls basketball across the state. Who better to do that with than a player and now a coach who's experienced it at all levels. So
Absolutely.
just tell us a little bit about what was it like playing club basketball for you? What was your experience like from what you remember? Not too long ago.
Well, I started playing basketball competitively in 6th grade.
Okay.
I played for Kevin Barboza, who now coaches Bay State Blizzard.
Right.
And from there, I played on several different AAU programs. Any opportunity.
Club programs, we call them.
Yes, club programs, excuse me. Any opportunity I had to play, I would take it.
Okay. And tell me about the little transition you made. As a player growing up, and all of a sudden now a coach. What's that been like?
It's been a pretty seamless transition. I have a passion for teaching, and I've been able to use basketball as a tool to teach these young kids and empower them.
What's the biggest message you kind of teach every day as you're on the court? I know you can practice about a half hour. What's the big lessons you try to instill in your girls?
Yeah.
By the way, 7th grade girls champion at the Rumble of the Rim. Pretty exciting stuff.
We're really excited about that as a program. Academics come first. Basketball only lasts for so long, so focus as hard as you can in the classroom, and that will continue.
Okay. By the way, let's put that Under Armour. I know you guys are making the transition to Adidas next spring. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're really optimistic about transferring over to Adidas, and the entire program's looking forward to it.
Gonna get all geared out.
Decked out, hopefully.
Coach
Steve
Latimer-
can hear that over there. We're looking for some new gear.
Let's get as much of them as possible. We're happy to get it to you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what it's like to play at the college level. I mean, I see all these girls every week. You know, they play so hard in the circuit. What's it like to play in the big time? Like, what can they look forward to?
Well, I would say first, make sure you're practicing as much as you can in your driveway. That's where I got better, to be completely honest. I would spend countless hours in my driveway working on my game. And then from there, I would have individual training, group training, and practice with my team every chance I could. So jumping into the college game, it made it a little easier for me. And then just putting yourself out there,
Right.
meeting the faculty, being very involved with your coaches, meeting with them in their office, and then being the best team player that you can be, and then everything else will fall into place.
Now, you mentioned academics a few different times. You gave me a funny story preset about practicing with Notre Dame prep, what that was like. And really, one observation, instead of going to Tennessee, you had girls go nowhere because they didn't do their homework in the classroom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was playing with some of the best basketball players in the country at that time.
Pretty special.
Incredible.
With Coach Ryan Hurt.
Yeah, Shakira Rucker was one of those players, 5'9", could dunk the basketball.
Yeah.
And she played like a guy, you know, and it was absolutely incredible. So I was able to play with those girls and learn so much. But at the end of the day, they weren't doing their job in the classroom and
can't
didn't
preach that
convert.
enough.
Sure. We were actually talking before, Steve, Jackie, you mentioned that as far as skill development, getting ready to play at the next level, you mentioned obviously understanding structure of basketball, plays, and that kind of thing. But you also have a little bit of flair to your game. What would you tell your girls in terms of working on that aspect of playing, being able to play freelance style, have those skills, and then complement that with the team game?
Yeah, so I always tell my girls that the basketball court is a blank canvas.
Okay.
And
Well,
yeah,
graphic designer makes
right,
sense.
right. So I'm always looking to bring my creative approach to the game, but it's their job to do whatever they can in between the 94 feet, to be creative and not play like a robot, you know?
Steve, it's a great lesson, because so many times you get kids at a level and all they know how to do is follow instructions. And really that creativity at the end of a game, that's when guys make plays, girls make plays.
You got to play in space.
You have to
Add timeouts. You only get in the ZG circuit 3 timeouts. You got to learn how to play. You can't be listening to Coach Lyons on the sideline for every second. Before we get into Kevin's favorite segment of the week, tell me one thing. Preview the battle for the belt, 7th grade girls. Who are you most afraid to see next weekend?
No one.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah, my girls are prepared.
Boston Bobcats listed that after a 1-point classic with the Playmakers. Be ready. They're ready for
They're
you.
a very, very competitive team. Great program.
It's good. And speaking of the battle, path to the belt, Steve, Jackie, talk about, because you mentioned what it was like for you. Talk about the difference in girls club basketball now versus when you were playing, and how much of a benefit that these girls have to be a part of a team, a program, from really, 3rd grade in many cases.
Yeah, well, I think you guys are doing a great job of giving these girls a platform and stage to perform on, and several years ago, we didn't have that.
Yeah, it didn't exist.
And I think the key to growing girls basketball is visibility and awareness.
Well, we're so lucky. I mean, in New England, the hotbed of girls basketball, really. Up the road, my friend works at UConn. I mean, the best program in the world. I mean, if you can't be a young player here aspiring to play at that level, what are you doing? So it's really great to see, and I mean, I see every week our girls' talent gets better and better and better. It's awesome to see, and it's people like yourself really instilling these girls as role models. They need that. So, Kevin, let's get right into it.
All right, so Steve, this segment originated as 5 and 5.
Not that anyone's followed that yet.
We've had 2 guests that great.
And I love them both.
But they've really made this 5 and 500. 5 and 5.
Adam gave Mike Crotty a hard time. I think Adam talked even longer.
So anyway, but more importantly, Jackie, a couple questions that I think give great insight, for our young girls out there. The first one that we're going to get into is the person who impacted your basketball career the most.
Well, it's hard to narrow it down to just one person.
You're going to have to.
You got it. Hot seat.
I'm going to have to say my parents. My parents gave
Nice
me
job.
the opportunity to play at every tournament, clinic, showcase that I went to, and that goes along with my
And
sister.
parents, by the way, this is a side, are amazing. What they do every weekend, they're so loyal. I see them with their "I'm a Flash fan" T-shirt. They're in the stands. What's our Twitter for this
Yeah,
weekend?
Superfans, hashtag Superfans, taking pictures of our parent sections, giving a lot of credit to what goes on.
Absolutely. Number 2, Mr. Tyrone.
So number 2, the best memory from college basketball.
I would say every time my team met for team meals, bus rides, before and after games, in the locker rooms. Again, it's hard to narrow it down.
That's a
to
lot
just
of best
one.
moments. I mean,
Yeah.
narrow it
Yeah.
down, talk about everything. It's the experience.
You know what's funny about that, Steve, too? On a ZG weekend, on a tournament weekend, typically your best memories are on the van rides, what's going on at the snack
In the
bar,
hotel.
hanging out at the hotel. So it's really,
You said it best to me the first time we met. It's not just a ZG tournament, it's a ZG experience.
Right.
Exactly what Jackie said.
Building those relationships, the high school and college level, and
Playing
even
on-
starting
that's
out.
what playing on a team sport's all about.
So number 3, the best memory from your club playing days.
Yeah, we talked about this a little earlier, but I would have to say Notre Dame prep in those days. I mean,
Just going up there and
just going out there. My
Playing
dad
against
would
the best.
drive me an hour to practice. 2
Reading to
times a
Pittsburgh,
week.
not an easy drive.
Yeah, very different too, going from the suburbs to Notre Dame prep. But it was incredible playing with the best girls in the country, and we'd have many college coaches around the nation be at practice and watch us, and I was able to gain a lot of exposure that way. And I created so many relationships, and I still keep in touch with a lot of those girls.
Great. All right, so we're going to ask you, Jackie, to be a little critical of the game right now. The one skill in girls basketball that is lacking that needs to be improved.
Confidence. I think confidence is a learned and practiced skill, and a lot of coaches don't preach that enough. So I feel very strongly about instilling confidence in all of my players and making them feel bigger and beyond what they are.
Love that answer.
Great answer. And the last one, if you had to name a WNBA and or professional women's player that young girls should watch and model their game after, who would you name? Who comes to mind? You tell your team you should watch her play.
Maya Moore, hands down.
Well, that was easy. That was quick. Didn't have to think about that one.
Yeah, and she's always trying to find strategic ways to improve the girls' game, and the key is visibility. And she recently had a deal with Jordan and
That eye slide.
and now some custom sandals that have Maya Moore on the top strap. So, Jordan's really happy with the new partnership. But yeah, I mean, I think she's doing a great job out there, and she's one of the best players.
On the floor, she has that creativity that you talked about, right? I would imagine that's something to look for when you watch her play, just that being able to play in space, all that.
Well, we were so happy to have Jackie. I hope she's hosting one of these belts next weekend right in this very court.
Home court advantage.
That is why it's here. So it's going to be ultra competitive, just like the boys field. The girls field's ultra competitive. I know Coach Hazelton wants some belts. It's going to have to go through Coach Lyons. Let's see what happens. We'll be right back here next week, filming live from the battle for the belt. We're going to have a huge, big-time guest. Don't want to give out any hints, but Leo may be one of them. We'll see what happens. And have a great week, everybody. And thanks for tuning in.